and welcome back to another review from yours truly, Ashley. I'm saying that because I think there are a lot of people who subscribe to my channel who don't actually know my name. My name is Ashley, in case anybody was wondering. But if you follow me on social media, then you already know that fact. Anyway, I'm going to try and whiz through today's review, even though I have a lot of things to say because I didn't get to see this movie last month. I got to see it a couple weeks ago and I'm now finally just getting a chance to record this video. I also only have 17 minutes left on my SD card. Can I do it? We will find out. So let's begin. Knives Out is a 2019 American mystery comedy film written and directed by Rian Johnson. The film follows a family gathering gone awry after the family patriarch's death leads a master detective to investigate. I did my best to avoid learning anything about this film, trying to maintain some of the mystery in this mystery film. Right off the bat, I love the filming style and I found the characters assembled for the story to be quite fascinating. The wide range of personalities among these characters, played by an incredible selection of actors, was instantly entertaining. Immediately, I was reminded of Agatha Christie crime mysteries, specifically the Miss Marple series and especially Hercule Poirot. This film feels like both a fresh take on the classic crime mystery genre, but it also feels as though it pays homage to many of the classics, which speaks to me very deeply. Growing up, I was practically raised on crime mysteries, watching Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple with my mother, but we didn't stop there. Together we enjoyed the classic crime shows like Murder, She Wrote, which this film certainly has some similarities with, as like Jessica Fletcher in that series. In this film, Christopher Plummer's character Harlan Thrombey is a mystery novelist who knows his stuff. We also enjoyed other classics like Columbo, Diagnosis Murder, Quincy M.E. and Matlock. Safe to say this film was 100% up my alley. This felt like going back to the days when I'd sit and watch these shows and follow the crime and try to solve it and get to the end to find out whether I was right or wrong. Part of why I'm called the movie oracle. But anyway, after all these years, it's still something I love to do, and this film gave me that, but in unexpected ways. This film truly takes from the classics, but with a bit of humor. So there I find myself reminded of Clue. As I said, it pays homage to so many classics of the genre and reinvigorates it with something entertaining and new. Daniel Craig, who plays our detective Benoit Blanc, is genuinely the perfect amalgamation of every crime detective, but with a unique flair. One of those flares being that fun accent he provides. Blanc has a keen perception, the likes of Poirot himself, and of course the ever-famous Sherlock Holmes. Had he started licking and sniffing things, that would have solidified it. Blanc notices and picks up on every fine detail with laser-like precision. He's kind and understanding, is often a quiet observer, but his method at times reminded me of Columbo. Columbo's process was that he always knew who did it straight away, it was just about proving it. This is much like Blanc in this film. He knows who is involved but still needs to piece it together and understand what happened. He's a fantastic 21st century detective who feels worthy of standing against the classics and is a character we should get to see more. I have to be honest though, by 30 minutes into this film, I was bored, disappointed and underwhelmed. The style was still fantastic, the characters still fascinating, highly developed and entertaining, but where was the story going? An hour and a half left and yet we knew who did it, how and why. The three best parts to any mystery were already revealed, and now what was there for me to do? The thrill of a mystery is trying to solve it, but I had nothing to solve, which left me very disappointed. How could they drag out a story for so long when we know everything? Like every good mystery, this one had a few twists, perfectly placed and perfectly timed, that threw the plot and series of events on its head. While I suspected who our villain may be based on their behavior, I couldn't figure out how. Why was easy, but the how had me thoroughly stumped. Then in swoops Blanc to do what every great detective does, deliver a spectacular monologue where they lay out the entire crime and series of events. What set it in motion, the who, the why, the how, and all the many surprises that played out along the way. At this point, I was giddy as a child in a candy store where everything is labeled free. Being someone who prides themselves on watching and solving crime mysteries, I was unable to predict how this would unfold, but as it was, I was quickly able to realize all the cleverly placed moments and clues that they would later use to piece the events together. When all was said and done, I was beaming from ear to ear, having had a terrific time. My disappointment instantly gone and replaced with elation. It felt like being a kid again watching crime shows with my mom. I was excited and spent the next 20 minutes after the film going over over all the clues and realizing just how clever and perfectly placed they were. Rian Johnson has created the perfect mystery film. At times it feels like an old friend, but mostly it feels like someone stuck adrenaline into a genre that these days is full of reruns and remakes, and that adrenaline shot is very needed. Kenneth Branagh has remade the Hercule Poirot films stories, starting with Murder on the Orient Express in 2017 and Death on the Nile coming in 2020, even casting himself in the lead role of the famous detective. In my opinion, he butchered an icon. He wrote and depicted the character in ways that don't match his personality or history and would make Agatha Christie turn in her grave. But all Branagh has done is redo a story that we've seen a million times. There's nothing new. We're just stuck on repeat. Johnson, however, has given us something completely new, has even created the foundation for something that, in my opinion, could be turned into an incredible franchise. Benoit Blanc could be the 21st century Hercule Poirot, introducing the genre to a whole new audience and generation. I, for one, would love to see a sequel or a set of sequels following our detective as he solves crimes. The thought of such a thing has me excited and wishing so badly for it to happen. I do think we live in a time where too many films get sequels or franchises that aren't necessary, but with this one, there would be so many benefits to a follow-up. This film blew me away. I was ready to dismiss it for a brief time, but it proved me wrong and then some. Incredible story, superbly written and performed by a tremendous cast, playing a fascinating set of characters. If you love mysteries and you love many of the classics I mentioned, then you'll love Knives Out. If you didn't bother with it thinking it had nothing new to offer, then I can't stress enough how much you need to give this a try. Knives Out was an incredibly enjoyable time, and I want more, so much more. Motto. We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it, with 9 minutes to spare on the SD card. Woo! Sorry, that's exciting for me. It means I can officially finish my reviews for the day. This is fascinating. Fascinating? No, it's just exciting. It's yay. With 9 minutes to kill now, I'm just gonna talk crap. No, I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not kidding when I say when this film was over, I couldn't stop smiling. I was having conversations with myself and I was just constantly saying out loud, oh my god, that was awesome. Oh my god, that was amazing. I mean, in hindsight, the story is exceptionally depressing if you think about it, because it's a series of events that never had to happen, that didn't need to transpire, which is so unfortunate. And so when you look at it like that, you're like, oh damn, that's bloody depressing. But the way it was written, the way it was filmed, the way the entire story played out was so intricate and just so, it was beautiful. It was exquisite. It's like a 5-star meal, except it's a 5-star film, or in my case, crystal balls. But yeah, I'm saying that for quite a while I was like, oh my god, this is boring, I can't believe people were enjoying this. But the fact that it made me eat my words and immediately go, I take it back, this film is brilliant, just kind of goes to show, don't judge anything until you reach the end of the film. I mean, that should count for any film, but you know, maybe there was someone who went and saw this at the film, got to the point I did, and left the theater. And if you did, you would have missed the fact that it was meant to be that way on purpose. Because if it hadn't have made you go, oh, then the ending wouldn't have made you go, whoa, like mind-blown moment. You wouldn't have been able to have that experience if you didn't have that middle bit. So I appreciate it. Rian Johnson, you're done perfect. I may not agree with some of the Star Wars stuff, but with this, hells yes, give me more Blanc, I will take it, and then some, and please come back to direct and write the sequel, please. I love it, because I can't deal with any more Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot. He really did butcher an icon. I can't do it. Even my mom was upset. She's grown up. She grew up reading Hercule. She grew up watching the shows. Yeah, so we're both in agreement. David Suchet is the best Hercule Poirot, and Kenneth Branagh is just, no. But that's irrelevant. Anyway, I know, a little late with this review, but you have it now. So Please comment down below, share your thoughts on Knives Out. I would love to hear what you guys thought of this film. Thank you to my patrons who are helping me put out more and more content this year. We are working together on this. Thank you for supporting me. And if you would like to support me or my channel and be involved in what kind of videos I make, then please hit the description box below and check out my Patreon. Link is there. Anyway, thank you again so much, and thank you for watching this video. I have got to go now, so I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye!